Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to do one of my favorite projects, which is a project using all lids and caps. So I would love to dig into my ball of lids because in most recycle programs across the United States, they haven't figured out what to do with lids and how to separate them out. So you need to remove them from any of the bottles or cans or jars or whatever that you're throwing into the recycle bin. So what happens with them? I wash them and put them in a bag until some fun idea comes up. And this is one of them that I really like because I love music. And this is my version of a traditional South American instrument where they actually use, I believe it's goat nails or something like that. But anyway, so it makes a wonderful noise, a wonderful sound, and I tried to make something that sounds similar. So, yeah, too much fun. I enjoy them too much. All right, so, and you will need, I always recommend safety goggles. And if you hadn't found a use for your yellow pages, I've got quite a few. One is as a backing for drilling. You can also use papers for other projects, like I decorated this kaleidoscope with pages from the yellow pages. But today we're going to be using it to nail into. So what I've done is I'm going to make a big shaker rattler today. So I found two lids that work together. And then these great things I found at the Restore. It appears that someone had a bunch of similar lids that were all dinged up. And I'll do a little plug here for the Restore. They're not a sponsor, but they are just a really cool place with locations in Bellingham and Seattle, Washington. Anyway, enough of that plug. I will also, if you have a regular size hammer, that's fine. I like the smaller, lighter hammer. And a nail or two. If you can find one with a sizable head, that's great. Just gives you more room to try to hit the nail on the head. I'm heating up my glue gun because we're going to be sticking them together. And then any sort of twine. Of course, you're going to want to make sure you use a nail that's large enough, but I have some beading wire here, non-stretchy and stretchy. You can see which one you prefer. And gloves for when I hot glue, and either you can use some jewelry making if you have fancy jewelry making things like I happen to, you can use those, or you can use a regular tweezers and a pair of scissors, so you can make it accessible to everybody. So the first thing I'm going to do is take and make a hole in the center of each of my caps. And I'm going to use the right side of the hammer. How about that? Okay, and these happen to have a little lid inside that I'll probably save for a future project. So, and what I want to do is that, and then I also want to kind of, after I'm done, kind of mush that down so that it's isn't so sharp for fingers. And of course, testing the sharpness, you don't want to do what I just did. You want to use a glove and then feel it so that you don't cut yourself while trying to see if it's sharp enough to cut yourself. Anyway, so that looks good. I'll go ahead and do the rest of them. And I like to do things kind of on an assembly line, so I'll do these and get back to you once I have them done, so you don't have to watch me hit each one of them and possibly my thumb. Alright, after I finished up making a hole in each one of these and flattening them out, I actually stepped away and looked up, this is from the Andean region of South America, and it's called cha-chas. They are made with goat hooves. So anyway, we're making a modern metal recycled version of that today. Anyway, so, had my glue gun heating up, put my, actually first I'm going to go ahead and cut a few lengths of this. Either way works. What I want to do is tie them so that they're facing each other. I just think it makes a better sound that way. so I'm going to use a little more than I think I do, because I think I need, because I want to be able to hook them into the lid, hot glue gun them into the lid. You can hear already they're making a nice sound. And if you have some jewelry making clasp venues that you want to use, that's good too. I'm just going to do them just with ties to get them done quickly. So again, I'll tie those all off and be back. Alright, so I've tied these together, and now kind of just, and I like to do things kind of casually, not doing a whole lot of measuring as to where exactly the 4 different, intervals exactly along here are, but I'm just going to put some hot glue there. Again, I have my gloves on. Kind of across from each other. I like to try to first glue them a little bit in place, and that's not going to be the major thing that holds them in place. It's going to be this top lid. Good thing, huh? Because these really aren't staying in place. Okay. And put that there. A little bit. Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully. You can see why I wear gloves, because I can press on the hot glue, which without a glove would be painful. Okay, so here's this. And for those of you who aren't familiar with using a hot glue gun, it's not always more is better. Actually, it's a balance between using enough to get the job done and not overheating your project so it takes way too long to cool down and be ready to use. So sometimes a big old glob of hot glue isn't the best thing. It's just enough to get it tacky. Okay, so now I'm going to do this, and again, I would not recommend doing this without gloves, but I'm going to go around the edge of here and hope my hot glue gun, my stick doesn't wear out. So now I'm going to put it quickly over, and you can see that's why I kind of got them in place, so that I have this here. So I get the initial part in there, and then I'll be going around the outside with another glue stick. And this is always, for me, a bit of a balancing act to kind of use my chin a little bit, and if you guys have a better suggestion for getting it started without having it fall out on you, feel free to go ahead and write me, because then I will post it. But a lot of times I'll be doing this, and the glue stick like that will fall out and fall on the ground and not help me at all with my project. So, and again, you can spend a lot more time and make it probably a lot less messy. But there you go. It's supposed to sound like the sound of rain, gentle rain. Not really, but kind of. But anyway, whatever it is, it's a lot of fun, and it's pretty much free. I should probably stop making that sound while I'm talking. And it's pretty much free, other than a little bit of glue stick and an old Yellow Pages. Alright, thanks for joining, and again, as always, rate me and let me know what you've done with the project, anything you would change, what fun you had with it, suggestions. Great! See you next time on mycreations.me. Thank you very much. Bye.